Hello guys, and we are here today with a video on the October ban list. Yes, this is going to be my ban list discussion, and pretty much, as you can tell, these are all the cards that I just want to talk about right now. Be it I'm gonna start talking off with just some of the meta cards and what I think should get hit. So let's start off with the deck that I'm absolutely enjoying playing. I really am just enjoying the deck, and Yugioh. If they get hit, what's gonna get hit? Should they get hit? And I want to say they did get hit in the OCG, but you gotta remember in the OCG they already have Shikahin, Aga, and Yugioh. So I say that they shouldn't be getting hit. Not in this format. Like maybe because I don't believe these guys are gonna come out until around November, and if we're still gonna have a short format where it's 2 months long, then that will be pretty much around the next time that the next fan list will come around. And so we might not see Yugiohs get hit right now because we don't have these guys, and we won't be getting them until right before the next fan list, pretty much. But if they're gonna get hit, what should get hit? And a lot of people want to see Sinister Shadow Game go away, or at least go to 1 or something. And some people are saying that, and this is one of those cards that really hurt pendulums, because you can just drop Dragon. It's just that it's really good at being an MST against pendulums. And I had a game where it was this card that allowed me to win, because I got through 2 of his Cliffos tools, and then I was able to get rid of his 3rd one eventually. And it just pretty much shut him down, and I was able to win those games because I had Sinister Shadow Game at 3. And so I see that point, yet at the same point I actually forgot to add a card in here. If I can spell it. Okay, let's see. It's the Telenite Trap card. Yeah, I can't find it. The one that negates. I say if you're gonna hit Sinister Shadow Games to promote pendulums, you have to hit that counter trap card that the Telenites also have, because that can stop them just as easily, pretty much just as easily as Sinister Shadow Game, because it will negate tools. And now this whole thing on promoting pendulums, I feel, seeing how they're promoting pendulums in the OCG by limiting Sinister Shadow Game, by limiting Construct, by limiting Winda, we're gonna see more people just go to Cliffforts now. So, and if Cliffforts are topping in the OCG, then yeah, people in North America and Europe are just going to buy Cliffforts and they're gonna play with it. So I feel that we might not see Yugiohs get hit so badly, because we're already just gonna be buying Cliffforts because we know that they have the ability to win. And as we will see them do in the OCG. And now onto the Stalinites. If this guy gets hit, I would like to see the Telenova Wave, or whatever that called is, Alpha, Telenova Alpha, the counter trap. If that one, if this guy gets hit, I'd like to see that get hit, so that way, it would promote pendulums more, be it. If not, then I'd like to see Deneb or Altair go to 2. Especially seeing how they're getting more support that does really nice cycling. Yet specifically Deneb, I like to see Deneb go to 2, because you really need 1, and with 2 Rotas, it's really, you can get Deneb really easily. And so with the new support they're going to be getting, like, is this the one that, draw 1 card? I think it's this one, yeah, shuffle all 5 into the deck and then draw 1 card. So yeah, like, they get their own pot of avarice pretty much next format, or at the end of next format. So I could see Deneb going to 2, because even right away they can just deal with it and just use Altair, because I mean, if they have Altair in their hand, they're gonna summon Altair and go into a Deneb instead of just summoning another Deneb. Most of the time is what they're gonna do. And as far as burning Abyss goes, I don't think they're gonna get hit. There's nothing worthy of getting hit other than maybe Astral Force, because that could go down to 2. That would be a little bit sad for some other decks. Dante will not get hit, because then he would go down in price, and yeah, and Konami doesn't like that. But if anything will get hit besides the Alpha, I would say Graph, because Skarm, of course, will not get hit. That would really hurt the whole deck. Be it Graph could go down to 2, if you are trying to slow down that deck, because Graph is very important for if you don't have Skarm and if you don't have Tour Guide, that you can use Graph to get out your Skarms. He's really great he's a great floater, so if something's gonna get hit from Burning Abyss, it would be, I'd say, Graph, because Skarm would hurt the deck too much if he was to be put at 2. And now, onto the new deck that will be coming out towards the end of the format. I don't think anything's gonna get hit from these guys, but if anything does, it would be definitely wouldn't be Tool, because that would just tell people not to play the deck if Tool got hit. Be it maybe Fortress could go to 2 or to 1. I've seen some people not run it. I think it's really good because Solemn just wrecks this deck. Be it if anything else they'd want to hit, it would be Genome or Archive. So these guys could get put down to 2, because if you have them and they're in your extra deck, then who cares? Like, you can just constantly summon these guys. So I don't think much Cliff Forts are going to be touched at all. And now let's go on to Soul Charge. This is a really hot topic. Since it came out, people have been wanting to see it go away, and a lot of people are just settling now on 1 and saying keep it at 1. I kind of agree, yeah, put it at 1, but at the same time I don't want it to disappear, because there needs to be a card in the game that just summons monsters from your grave, no questions asked. Like, you can't say Call of the Haunted is good at reviving monsters, because it always asks, do you have MSC, do you have Trap Zone, do you have Wiretap? This card pretty much just asks, do you have Solemn Warning or Dark Bride, but yet nobody wants Dark Bride. So I'd say that Soul Charge, putting it at 1 would be a good idea. I would be completely okay if it was at 1, yet I don't think it should be getting rid of unless they bring back Pot of Greed or Graceful Charity, because there needs to be a card in the game that is a comeback card that you can just top deck and still have a chance now because you top deck that card. And so I'd say either get rid of Soul Charge and put in Pot of Greed or Graceful Charity, or keep Soul Charge. And the thing with Pot of Greed is that people are just going to activate it right away, no matter what. And so if it would be just, Pot of Greed would probably be more broken. But then again, some people are wanting to see Pot of Greed come back. I've seen a couple of people just say, yeah, it needs to come back into the game. And then we have Pot of Avarice. Yeah, I'd really like to see this card come back, actually, yeah. Now that I'm gathering my thoughts, I'd like to see this come back just for Shaddolls, pretty much. Just place them back into the extra deck. Or Fire and Ice Hand. Like, I started running Fire and Ice Hand on a lot more of my builds, because even if I draw into multiples, Pot of Avarice would be like, you're coming back. And Heavy Storm, that's a big card. Some people wanting this Heavy Storm to come back for Pendulums now, to help fight against Cliff Forts and stuff like that. Yet again, this card probably will not be unbanned, because that would then dissuade people from playing Pendulums, because they could just get wrecked so easily. But I do want to mention that there is this card out here called Fairy Wind that destroys all other face-up spell and trap cards on the field, and then does a little bit of burn damage. So if your opponent has both of the Pendulums, then you can just destroy all of them, and then both of you and your opponent take 600. So there is already a way to blow up or to get rid of the links and the trample links and the tool, and I'd say it's probably a decent way to do it. The only problem with Heavy Storm and Fairy Wind is that if they have their equipped spell card, they'll just search out another tool. You destroy it, they search out another tool. So this can be more of a stun. Your opponent activates both, and then you destroy them, and now they can't Pendulum Summon. Yet if they have the equipped spell card on the field and you destroy it, then they're just going to search out another tool, and then use tool, that other one that they searched out, to search out another card for the Pendulum and then make their play. So these guys, they would hurt the deck, and so like Fairy Wind is definitely a really decent side card against them. Yet I just don't think Heavy's gonna come back. Like, even though the Cliff Forts can still play because they can still search out tool, it's just, I don't think so, because Konami doesn't want to hurt Pendulum. Now there is also the other topic on whether or not it's skillful to run Heavy Storm, and the people that want Heavy Storm say it's skillful because you have to decide how much you are on the set. Do you want to set all of your back row? No, because then you can get heavy, or you have to read your opponent and see if they've set all their back row to hey, they're not going to heavy themselves, so I'm going to set my back row too. And so some people say that. Other people say no, that it's more skillful to just set 4 back row and then have the other player try to find out how to deal with that. And I agree. I really don't want a heavy to come back anyways. Because if I just find it more skillful trying to figure out how to get over back row. I mean, we're in a format where we have double, triple MSG, triple World Decree, triple Trap Stun, triple Wiretap, triple Dust Tornado, double Cyclone. Like, there's so many ways to get rid of back row. It's almost unnecessary, yet people want that one card that they can plus off it. And so that's why I think Giant Tornado would be the best answer. If anything that can go kill back row is going to come back, I'd like to see Giant Tornado come back, because it can get rid of the pendulums during your turn and get rid of the equipped spell card where your opponent doesn't get to search. So you will be able to make some plays. Yeah, then again, it could be very abusable with the clipboards, because then they just activate it, and then they activate tool search and then activate tornado at dual back and then activate it and search again. Yeah, then again, that's like 1600 life points, and if they do trample Linux, then that's another 16 life. So I'd say it would be pretty decent to have come back. You could still set 4 back row, because if they giant tornado you, it wouldn't matter. You'd just get it all back to your hand and then just set it all again next turn. So I'd like to see Giant Tornado come back. It would be really, really nice to see Giant Tornado come back. And now we have an interesting card. I feel that 6 Sams need to not necessarily come back into the game, but something needs to happen. And so we get to Cheyenne and Gateway, and I say Cheyenne either needs to get put to 2, or Gateway needs to be put at 1. And here's my reasoning. If you guys remember when I was messing around with 6 Sams, I could make Cheyenne pretty much in most of my duels first turn. I could get off Cheyenne pretty easily, and as long as I had Dojo and pretty much any other monster, I could get out Cheyenne. But the problem I found is that if they found a way to get over Cheyenne, I lost. It was GG. I couldn't make a move because I had already just gone through my entire deck at that, or my entire hand at that point. Gateway, it would stay on the field, and I'd still be able to make moves afterwards. I'd still be able to respond even if they got over Cheyenne, and even if he was still at 1, I'd still be able to use this card to make other really nice synchros. Now if Cheyenne went to 2, that would be really nice, so that way we could maybe get out double Cheyenne in some of those games, or just be able to bring out another Cheyenne. And so I feel 6 Sams, they should get some more, they should be freed a little bit. Gateway to 1 or Cheyenne to 2. Some people don't like that, but that's just how I feel. Like, I don't think the deck would change that much. It would just be a nice deck to play. And I forgot to mention Winda and Construct when I was talking about Shadows. In terms of the extra deck in general, like, I'll just go over extra deck monsters right now. Construct, she cannot, if anything, just put her to 2. I don't want her to be put at 1 like she was in the OCG. Because this is a card you make to pretty much get over everything. And you have to be able to make this card over and over again when your opponent makes responses to this card. And so this is, in Shadows, this is pretty much your response to every single monster your opponent has. And as for Winda, I don't want her to be put at 1, because sometimes, like, you want to make Winda at the beginning of the game, so that way you can slow down your opponents. They can't make as much. Yet in certain matchups, what makes it also good is Winda pretty much, because in Madortes or Satellanites or Yang Zing, it's Winda that allows you to control your opponent and make it so that way they can't get out too many monsters. And so and specifically with Satellanites, they can get over Winda at least once. Pretty much every matchup I've had against Satellanites, every time I summon Winda, they will get over it at least one time. But so I say put it to 2, because when I am going up against these decks, like, I really try to make Winda and Construct, so that way I can get rid of anything they make. Yet Winda is very important, so that way I can keep them from getting out their other monsters. So I'd say Winda be put to 2. Now we are getting out this guy who I find who is really, really nice. She's great to make, because she's pretty much a window where if your opponent activates a special summon monster effect, you can negate and destroy and then floss by discarding all cards. And so compared to, I find these guys very similar in the fact how like your opponent isn't gonna summon monsters if they know that their effects are gonna be negated and destroyed, or they'll try to bait her out. And Winda, she just prevents, and they're very similar. And we're getting this new card, so yeah, I guess you could say we still have 4 Windas, yet this is once per turn that you can use her effect to negate. So your opponent can still make those multiple special summons if they have more responses. Yet Winda, like this, Shadows need Winda. Even if they don't make her that often, they at least need her hat too. And as far as Yugioh goes, I don't like this guy because he negates inherent summons, and it's like, what fire monster would you want to run other than like fire and ice hand? And that's another topic for another day. I do want to go over the cards that you can run with Shadows once they get their ice and their water monster. And this is my October 1st ban list discussion for 2014. And these are just what I think. Pretty much for a recap, wouldn't want to see this hit. Overall for Shadows, I don't think they're going to get hit yet because they do not have their new support. The Tellarknights, I'd say put either Deneb or Altair to 1. And not to 1, to 2. That would kill the deck pretty much if you put these guys to 1. Put them to 2, I don't think, at least one of them, I'd rather see Deneb. Like, keep Altair at 3, put Deneb to 2, I don't think it would hurt the deck that much as one. Like, it would just hurt the consistency overall, be it once they got the Deneb, then it would be the exact same. Burning Abyss, don't think anything's gonna happen to them. Swiftwoods, don't think anything's gonna happen to them, but if they do, then it would be probably these guys. Soul Charge, if you're gonna ban it, give me Pot of Greater Goods for charity or some other comeback card like Monster Reborn, or keep it at 1. Put it at 1, I'd be okay with that. Pot of Avarice, I'd like to see it come back because it would be really nice, work really well with Fire Knight's Hand, and also work well with Shadows also, which need a really good form of cycling. Heavy Storm, doubt it would come back as would hurt Pendulums, despite the fact that they do have comeback cards. And there is already this card out, which works pretty well in trying to stop a Pendulum Summon. And then, if anything's going to come back that's going to clear up back row, I think it will be Giant Tornado. I don't think it would change the skill level too much. It would just be that lucky draw where you can make that play. And then, as far as just random stuff, I'd like to see Gateway go to 1, or Shan go to 2. And yeah, that was the recap. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to check out the annotations that will be appearing over here when I'm done speaking, and the links in the description. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. Hey, if you could click on the links and on the annotation to see the duel with this deck or some of my other videos, that would really help. And check out the links in the description to watch some of me and my friends' videos, and even something that could help make this deck a reality for you. See you guys later. Bye.